scored such a luck, eh? Uncle Charles Maynard came and dropped off these pipes at my home today, and I've just washed them. Look at this unglazed one. It's already drying. Look at that. And this glazed one is also starting to dry, and I got schooled recently in the difference between glazed and unglazed earthenware. Now this stuff, I didn't realize that you can still get this stuff on the market, and there's certain people that are still doing this. It is one of the most beautiful products, invented about 200 BC by the Chinese, and then the Italian potters and the Europeans started introducing this in the 1800s, and then it sort of disappeared in the 60s. The problem with earthenware is the joints, and it's very, very, very brittle, but what thick, beautiful wall thickness. And I mean, sulfuric H2S, hydrogen sulfide, doesn't damage this. This stuff is inert. It's probably one of the best pipes ever with the longest lifespans. And I think that we're going to be in a serious trouble in 50 years' time when all that PVC and HDPE, especially all the PVC, is going to fail. There's no ways PVC can last like this. The rubbish PVC that we're putting in the ground, it's been proven that if you can take vitreous clay, earthenware, and you can line it with a thermoset resin, with a proper liner, and you get your liner to bond to the host pipe, you're probably going to get like a 100-year lifespan. And that's why liners should be designed with a 100-year lifespan, because you're taking something that's beautiful and inert, like earthenware, and you're upgrading it with a proper liner. If you rip this stuff out and you put in rubbish PVC, not that PVC is rubbish, let me rather rephrase it. You've got all the good qualities of the stuff, and especially if your bedding isn't going anywhere and they were well laid, and if you've only got joint problems and you're just worrying about hairline cracks, then lining earthenware is amazing. But I'd like, if anybody knows, I've just only recently been schooled in the difference between, you see, unglazed is the lighter color and glazed. Why? What is the difference between unglazed and glazed? Why are some earthenware pipes? And I did notice when I opened a lot of the manholes at Tygerberg Hospital, where we're doing these samples for the contractors, we have to submit this. Some of them are unglazed and some are glazed, and you get this like slimy buildup in the pipes after a few years. This is a 6-inch earthenware pipe, and then that slimy buildup kind of protects it. These things do become porous, but they got incredible waterproofing qualities. I mean, and there's a couple of different types of joints. I mean, I've seen stainless steel collar joints, I've seen bell or spigot and socket joints, you've seen rubber gaskets around them. I've seen at least 3 different types of ways of joining these. A lot of the times when the guys are inspecting earthenware, you can see if it's a 900 millimeter or 1.2, you kind of start to get the rhythm, and you say, that's earthenware, just by looking at the short lengths. But this is a beautiful, beautiful product. I'm really looking forward to lining this terracotta color. Hey, terracotta. Terra, we get the Latin, what does it mean? Terrestrial or terrain. We get the root word. A cotta is to bake, baked earth. That's what it is. Cotta, panna cotta, which is, what is panna cotta? It's, I love panna cotta. What's the root word? Panna, cream, cooked, baked, but terracotta, cooked earth. What a beautiful product. I love looking at the products of our forefathers, the stuff that went in the ground. And most of the pipes, if you're into pipe rehabilitation, most of the stuff underground is this stuff. So if you can understand this stuff and fall in love with it and fix it and prolong its life and get something to bond to it and not leak and not delaminate, we shouldn't be making the pipes worse. We should be making pipes better. So guys that are lining this beautiful, beautiful clay pipe with rubbish liner that hasn't got the proper strength and chemical resistance, modulus, water tightness, there's about 5 or 6 different factors that you need to tick the boxes. And that's what testing's all about. Go and get the old stuff, put your liner in and test it and send it for submittals. Or rather, even better, use something that somebody else has already made all the mistakes. And remember, they've been lining this stuff since 1972. There you have it. What's the difference between glazed and unglazed? Tell me.